Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's me, Rabbit Gamer. So, reaction video, no? Reaction video tayo, wala muna tayong gaming. So, nakakatakot na video to, no? Re-react natin ito kay video ni Mind Junkies. So, ayan. So, without further ado, let's start watching and reacting Midnight Mind Junkies scary video.
A family gathers to celebrate a birthday, recording what should be a joyful moment for their home videos.
Okay, so birthday daw, ano?
The birthday man prepares to blow out the candles on his
Ito yata yung ano, pag may iihip sa kandila or may magpapakita dito.
cake while everyone sings. The room is filled with laughter and celebration as the camera captures the scene. But when the candles go out,
Ayun na, candles go out. Ayun na yun.
and darkness briefly fills the room, the camera records something that turns a happy memory into a nightmare. Watch closely.
Ayun, pinatay na ilaw. Uy. Uy, bago sa tabi niya. Gosh. May muka. Ba't kasi pinapatay pa nila ilaw, no? Dito sa atin hindi naman ganyan eh. Sa kanila kakaiba, ano, papatayin yung ilaw. Ayun, no? Hindi ko nahuli. Ayun, gagi, oh. Ito yung mata niya. Parang si Joker, eh.
As the candles go out and the room falls into darkness, a
Grabe.
face appears directly beside the birthday man. The family didn't notice anything unusual during the celebration. It was only when they watched this video later that they discovered what had been right beside him.
Grabe, oh. Ay, katakot. Okay, lake path encounter.
The lake path near this uploader's home has a dark reputation among locals. For years, residents have reported seeing
White lady.
a woman in white wandering near the water after dark. They call her La Llorona, the
La Lona.
weeping woman who lost her children near the water and now haunts these areas searching for them. Most people avoid the lake path after sunset, but Instagram user Educan Training Official regularly posts videos of his two protection dogs, Zeus and Thanos. He's walked this path
Parang sa Mexico to.
countless times during his late evening training sessions, and he never believed the stories until this night when his camera captured something that made him a believer.
Espérate. ¿Quién es este?
Ay, ayun, oh. White lady.
¿Hay algo ahí? ¿Hay una persona ahí o qué es eso? Espérate. ¿Es una persona? Aquí,
Parang nakalutang, no?
aquí. ¡Danos! Aquí, Zeus. ¡Quieto! ¡Quieto!
Uy, lumapit.
¡Quietos! ¡Quédense ahí! ¡Quieto ahí!
Parang walang ulo.
¿Qué es eso?
Hindi rin kita yung kamay.
¿Qué es eso? ¡Quieto, Thanos! ¡Quietos!
As they walk along the lake path, both Zeus and Thanos suddenly become agitated. The dogs begin barking aggressively and pulling on their leashes towards
Ano kaya kung binitawan ng lalaki yung aso, no? Lapain siguro yun.
something in the shadows. Then, from the darkness, a figure in white emerges. It moves slowly towards them before stopping. Both dogs react with pure panic, straining against their leashes as the figure stands motionless. After several tense moments, the entity retreats back into the shadows. Uses his trained protection dogs reacted to this figure differently than they would to a
So bigla raw nawala, no? Sa dilim.
normal human. Whatever emerged from that darkness near the lake that night triggered a primal fear response in both animals. The local legend about La Llorona haunting this path suddenly
La Llorona.
it didn't seem like just a story anymore. And Jesus, well, he hasn't returned to that section of the lake after dark ever since.
Okay, hindi na raw natakot. Bumalik yung lalaki dun. Natakot na daw.
Well, here's the question that keeps people wondering. If even trained protection dogs were terrified of this figure, what would have happened if Jesus had been walking alone that night?
Pucha na yan. Takbuhan na boy. The mimic at the door.
A man is relaxing in his living room when his phone alarm suddenly goes off. But he never set an alarm for this time, and when he checks his phone, the sound isn't coming from his device. Yet, it's unmistakably his alarm tone echoing through the room. According to him, a paranormal entity has been haunting his home for months, and it has a disturbing
Pucha, demonyo.
ability. It mimics sounds to get his attention. Voices, footsteps, electronic devices. The entity replicates them perfectly.
Ang galing, no? Kaya palang ng mga multo, no? Gumaya ng mga sounds ng mga cellphone, no? Tsaka gadget. Uy, ano yan? Ay, puta ka. Gago yun, no? Ano yun, pucha?
From the top right corner of the kitchen door frame, the face of something
Ang tangkad niyan, boy.
emerges. Whatever it is, appears to be peering down at him from an impossible position near the top of the door. The mimic entity successfully got his attention using his own alarm sound and revealed itself watching from the kitchen doorway. What else has it been mimicking without
Ano kaya yan, no?
him realizing? And how long has it been watching him before it decided to reveal itself?
Uy! Babae yata. Okay, the invisible visitor.
Something has been trying to get inside Alexis Lachica's home for weeks. He's been experiencing unexplained activity around his property, strange sounds, objects moved, the feeling of being watched from outside. But what started as subtle disturbances has escalated into direct contact. Late one evening, while alone in his house, aggressive knocking erupts at his front door.
Kumakatok.
Alexis knows he should ignore it, but something compels him to answer.
Pucha ka. Oy, 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 oy. Gulat. Yeah. Pinilabutan ako, puting.
Alexis opens the door to find absolutely no one
Okay, walang tao, no? Pero may kumakatok.
standing there. The porch is empty and the street is quiet. Whoever knocked with such force has
Wala silang gate, no?
completely vanished. The incident leaves him unsettled, but he
Oo, open na open, no?
dismisses it as a prank until it happens again days later.
Pucha na yan. Ang lakas naman ng loob nito magbukas ng ganyan. Maya po siya, bariling ka bigla. Hindi pala multo, no? Biglay mo, boy. Ay.
This isn't just any chat, it's ClickUp chat. Sure, you can tag your team, ask questions, and even drop an emoji.
Wala. Yan. Uy, gago. Ano yan? Sanga? Putya, baka pumasok na sa loob. Ano yan? Ano? Ginseng?
The same knocking erupts at his front door once more. Alexis immediately rushes to answer it, but again, no one is there. Whoever or whatever knocked
Siya, pinaglalaroan siya ng ano? Encanto.
has disappeared without a trace. The pattern is clear now. Whatever is outside isn't trying to scare Alexis, it's training him to open the door. And one day soon, when he opens it out of reflex, something will be waiting on the other side.
Oh. The moving mannequin. Okay. Poses tong
Callan
ano na
Horror
to.
Nights operates one of the most notorious haunted attractions in the region. The business markets itself as the scariest experience you'll ever have. But what management doesn't advertise is that the scares aren't all manufactured. Staff members have reported unexplained activity for years, props moving on their own, and disembodied voices echoing through empty rooms. But one of the creepiest is the feeling of being watched after closing. And most of the employees refuse to work alone after dark. On this particular night,
Nakaramdam na ako niyan eh, dati. Yung the feeling of being watched. Parang may nakatingin sa'yo. No? Nakakaranas na ako ng ganyan.
one employee is closing up and preparing setups for the next day's tours. She's walking through the back room where mannequins and props are stored.
Creepy ng manika na yan.
The
Mannequin pala.
security camera captures what happens next.
Ito, gago ka pag gumalaw yan. Boy, girl, takbo ka na. Uy, hindi niya napansin, gumalaw yung ulo. Ano napansin niya? Ay, gago yun, takbo siya. Kasi naman di tatakbo dyan.
As the employee approaches one of the mannequins, its head
Una hindi niya napansin eh.
subtly shifts position. She notices the movement and freezes, staring
Nakita na pala niya.
at the figure.
Ngayon
Then the
tumingin siya.
mannequin's head turns completely,
Ayun, takbo.
and the employee panics and runs from the back room in horror. Security footage confirms no one else was in the building at that time. No strings, no mechanisms, no explanation for how a static prop moved on its own. Visitors have started questioning whether the scares are part of the show or if something genuinely haunted has taken up residence among the props and costumes.
Umiikot yung ulo eh, no? Okay, marked in the night.
Reddit user SevereTel2254 has been experiencing escalating paranormal activity in his home for months. It started with lights flicking on and off while he was on video calls with his long-distance fiancée. Then objects began falling from cupboards on their own, always the same items. He started feeling cold drafts moving through his home, despite all windows and doors being closed. The activity intensified when he travelled to Canada to visit his fiancée. She woke up multiple times to find him sleep-talking in what didn't sound like English. When she tried to wake him, he would immediately start snoring as if nothing happened. After returning home, the activity reached a whole new level. He heard knocking on
Ang laki pa naman ng bahay.
his back doors and footsteps moving through his house at night. While walking to the bathroom, he saw a shadow figure standing
Naku po, upo dyan. Yung black shadow.
in his hallway. He quickly grabbed his phone and captured an image. Here's what he photographed.
No, nagwawala yung mga manok dito. Ang ingay, yung mga manok. Uy! Pucha, nakakatakot oh. Ayan oh. Tingnan mo. Oh. Pucha na yan.
The photo shows something peeking from behind a doorway using his phone's exposure setting.
Bago, tingnan mo. Ayan o, ito yung buhok. Ito yung mukha, parang witch. Naaninag niya ba yung mukha niya? Ito, mata. Ito, bibig. Naaninag niya ba? Ayan o.
Whatever it is becomes more defined, but when he turned on the lights, it vanished instantly. Apparently the next morning he discovered something that confirmed this wasn't just a visual phenomenon. Fresh markings had appeared on his body overnight. The marks remained visible throughout the day. Now, after uploading this to the subreddit r/paranormal, users were pretty divided. Some believe it's real and others, well, they aren't too sure. But what do you think this is?
Puta, nakakatakot yung ganyan, no? The Whisper at Breakfast.
TikTok user Steph Wren posted footage that has left paranormal investigators debating its authenticity. A woman and her friend are casually buying breakfast at a local market. One of them decides to record a quick video of their morning routine, and nothing about the moment seems unusual. But when they reviewed the footage later that evening, they discovered something that made them question
Mucha umaga pa to, ha?
what had been standing near them.
I want everyone to look at
Gago.
this. Just want everyone to look at this.
A faint
Gago, may boses.
voice can be heard whispering,
Don't hurt yourself daw.
and neither woman heard it at the time. But here's what disturbs the women most. They were completely alone in that section of the market. Whatever spoke those words existed in a frequency the human ear couldn't detect in real time, but modern recording technology captured it perfectly. Now, here's the question viewers keep asking in the comments. Was
Akala ko may magpapakita. Ano pala? Boses lang.
this entity trying to warn her about something that was about to happen? Or was it threatening what it had planned to do to her? Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Uy, Annabelle.
Instagram user Noah
Ayan o, sa The Conjuring to, Annabelle.
Affersin made a decision that most paranormal experts would strongly advise against. He purchased a replica Annabelle doll. For those unfamiliar, the
Ano, replika?
real Annabelle is a possessed Raggedy Ann doll locked in a glass case at the Warrens Occult Museum. Replicas of this doll have a disturbing reputation for attracting genuine paranormal activity. Noah Affersin keeps his replica displayed in a
Mga replika lang, pero kuwang-kuha, no?
glass cabinet in his kitchen. Yeah. He claims the doll has been causing unexplained disturbances since he brought it home. Well, no shit. On October the 5th, 2025, his security camera captured something that validates his claims.
Nasa kusina nakalagay. Gago ka, boy. Pumubungkas yung pinto. Naku po. Di nakalak. Lock mo, boy. Lock mo. Ilock mo. Uy! Tsaka yan na. Nakalabas na. Pati yung pusa, oh. Parang may nakita.
The footage shows the glass cabinet door
Bumukas eh.
suddenly opening on its own. Inside sits the Annabelle replica, positioned as if watching the room. Noah Nafferson notices the open door and approaches to close it, but as he gets closer, objects on the nearby
Yun, sinara niya.
table begin moving
Kaso nakalabas na.
without any physical contact.
Ayan, oh.
Realizing something is actively manifesting in front of him, he immediately flees the kitchen. The Annabelle doll, though, remains in his cabinet, motionless, but clearly not powerless. Paranormal investigators have long warned that replica spirit dolls can act as vessels for entities seeking physical form. By inviting an Annabelle replica into his home, Noah Nafferson may have given something permission to attach itself.
So ayan, no, ano lang yan, hindi yan yung totoong Annabelle, replica lang eh. So ang mga spirits kasi may kakayahan talagang ano yan, pumasok sa mga, hindi lang sa tao eh, pwede rin sa mga yan, mga manika, no, sa mga bagay na pwedeng gamitin yan. Room 237.
A man is staying at a hotel for a work conference when something happens that his colleagues refuse to believe. He's been assigned to room 237. On his first night, he wakes up at around 3 a.m. to find a pale woman sitting at the edge of his bed. The woman doesn't move. She just stares directly at him with hollow eyes.
Pucha ka.
He freezes in terror, unable to move or speak, but then she fades into the
Opo.
darkness. The next morning, he tells his work colleagues about the encounter, but they don't believe him. They dismiss it as a nightmare or sleep paralysis. However, when he returns
Ayun, nangyari na rin sa akin yan, sleep paralysis. Yung parang hindi ka makagalaw, sumigaw. No, hindi mo, ewan ko ba't ko naranasan yun dati.
to room 237 the following evening, that same feeling of dread washes over him. Determined to prove he's not imagining things, he pulls out his phone and starts recording.
I arrived in the hotel of Lucknow.
Ay! Putya. May babae, salamin pero wala siya dito sa kama.
As the camera
Hindi niya napansin. Hindi pa niya napansin.
passes by the mirror,
Ayun, no? Putya, hindi makita.
something
Ayun.
appears in the reflection. A pale figure is clearly
Ay! Putya, ang putla ni ate, oh.
visible. However, just seconds before, there was no one where this figure is now seen. The footage he captured proved his colleagues wrong. He wasn't hallucinating, and the hotel has never officially acknowledged the hauntings in room
Putya, oh. Creepy, oh.
237, but staff members know the truth. That pale woman has been sitting on that bed for years, waiting for guests who don't know they're sharing the room.
Siguro namatay yun dyan. The second floor shadow. Okay.
Danny Ortega has been experiencing an
Puro Mexico, no? Yung mga ano niya.
unsettling
Mga videos.
feeling in his apartment for weeks. The feeling of being watched from outside his window. At first, he dismissed it as paranoia, but the feeling grew stronger each night, always coming from the same direction, and always when he was alone. His apartment is located on the second floor of an older building. No fire escape, no external structures, nothing that would allow someone to peer inside. Yet, that feeling of eyes watching him from beyond the glass never went away. One afternoon, while sitting in his room, something finally confirms that his instincts were right.
Ako. May tao sa labas.
Hey, ¿qué pedo? No menciones eso.
Putya.
O sea, cagado.
Si Silipin mo.
Ang cagado.
Gago, walang ano. Anino lang. Ay, putya ka. Taas pala.
Segundo piso.
The footage clearly shows a human-shaped shadow passing along his curtain. Danny immediately goes to the window to investigate, but when he looks outside, there's no one there. Some viewers suggested it could be a neighbor's shadow cast from a rooftop across the street.
Pwede. Dun sa kabilang building, no? Baka merong tao sa bubong.
So Danny posted a follow-up video showing the outside of his apartment.
Pero wala naman, no?
La sombra
Ayun, walang tao eh.
se vio hace ratito.
Ayan, pwedeng andito siya eh. Ayan o dyan. No? Nag-reflect. Hindi natin alam. So, ewan ko.
Ya no se ha visto como en un minuto o algo así. Y no hay nadie construyendo ni nada. O sea, no hay nadie en ninguna azotea. Nada. Absolutamente nada. Tampoco hay
Hindi niya sinilip kasi agad eh. Habang andun yung anino eh.
nadie en la calle.
No? Siguro natakot siya. Lumapit.
Danny films the view from his window in daylight. There are no rooftops at the correct angle to cast shadows on his curtain. No construction workers, no people on the street below. Nothing that could explain what he captured on camera. The shadow moved as if someone was walking directly outside his second floor window in a space where no human could physically exist. Paranormal experts who analyzed the footage suggest this could be a sentinel entity, a spirit, bound to the location, patrolling the boundaries between worlds. Others believe it's an entity that feeds on fear, appearing just long enough to provoke a reaction before vanishing. Danny has been advised to ignore any future sightings and avoid attempting contact.
Ayan kasi, ito yung araw na to eh, no? Ito na yung beam ng araw eh.
Because entities like this need attention to grow stronger, and once you acknowledge them, they know you can see them, which means they'll keep coming back.
Ayan, dapat sinilip na niya agad eh. Kaso wala.
Thanks so much for watching. If you
So, ayan, dito na natapos yung ating reaction video. So, ayan. Next time, react ulit tayo. So, hindi ko sure kung mag-gaming na ako. No? So, ayan, thank you so much sa inyo. At hanggang dito na lang. Good night and God bless.